I actually feel this is our most soulful record.
Well, the previous album turned you into a rock band.
Yeah.
This album, what does it turn you into?
A more important band, I think.
Why?
I think the songs on it, we've learned from our experiences and learned from maybe a couple of mistakes along the way, and I think we've produced a really soulful record, but the songs have kept on progressing, and still the things that make editors a good band, concentrate on melody and playing songs live. They all sort of come together in this record, and we're very proud of it.
You say that the sound is, maybe you were saying rock band, and I was thinking maybe this is more of a sort of electronic.
I mean, of course, it's electronic in terms of all the equipment we used. I don't necessarily like calling it an electronic album.
Why not?
I feel that electronic albums are far more can be construed as sort of less human,
Less soulful.
Yeah, and I actually feel this is our most soulful record. I think because
Why?
because we played it live together in a room. Although we were using new equipment or old synthesizers, new computers or whatever, we were actually making the sounds ourselves. We were playing them together. Whether we set up some drum pads up to a sampler, I was playing that rather than playing an acoustic drum kit, or Chris was playing a keyboard rather than playing, an electric guitar hooked up to a delay pedal, which was cutting in a very industrial, not industrial, in a kind of very sequenced pattern. We were playing things that were quite alien and quite synthetic to us. So it's a very, there's a lot of personality on the record, although we're using very synthetic instruments.
When was it a natural decision to incorporate more electronic sounds, or is it just when was it decided? Or
Right at the beginning, when Tom was sending the demos through, there was an aura about them. It wasn't just him on an acoustic guitar or on a piano. He had something unearthly about all the demos he sent through. Whether it was something he was doing with his voice, I think he really pushed himself vocally on this record. There's a lot more falsetto. There's a lot more interesting vocal patterns on there. Or he would, use a synthesizer and have it playing an arpeggiated rhythm. Something that sort of sparked our interest straight away. So immediately, we knew that we couldn't just go back to our instruments and churn out something that we might have done for the first two records. We knew we had to move forward and expand ourselves.
But did he tell you beforehand what he was writing?
No. He just showed it to us.
Okay. And what? Well, you the four of you don't live in one city.
That's right.
So you email each other demos. I think it starts then with Tom. What is your part in the chain? Are you the second, third, or fourth? What is your?
Well, I'm usually the first up, so I probably download the email before anybody else. I don't know. We just start. We start. We always work on our own stuff individually. Actually on our own. We always have done. When we were living in the same house, he didn't email stuff to us. He used to give us a mini disc of what he was coming up with. So we'd be alone in our own separate rooms or whatever, and then we'd go into rehearsal studio and present our ideas to each other.
So, but then it can be that maybe Chris is going a different way when he is filling up, and then maybe you was also thinking of filling up that part. Maybe you have to.
Yeah, absolutely, and that has been, I think, the reason why we've been so creative, especially on this record, because we've all gone away with something different, got back together, and somebody's been surprised. it's not gone the way necessarily that we envisaged it.
But does it get? Do you get more in tune? I mean, with the decisions you make.
I think probably on this record we've been mostly in the same mindset. So yeah, I think we have become more in tune. But you know, it's exciting to turn up, and a song could be entirely different the next day. You know,
Is there one song that you can describe and say that it's really changed?
I think there's a song called Big Exit, which was I had it sort of more down as a classical love song. I mean, we weren't going to make it cheesy. It wasn't going to be, you know, particularly up tempo or, you know, or sloppy or soppy. But it turned out to be a really kind of off-kilter, tension-building song that far more excited me than my, you know, previous visions. I think I was just being a bit too narrow-minded about how it was going to turn out. So many songs like that turned and twisted along the way.